out, Taurus babies? What's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you're staying safe. I have cut up your cards and shuffled them. This is going to be for Taurus Sagittarius. Sitting in a tree, K-I-S-S-I-N-G. What I have been able to pick up so far, let me before I start, let me say a couple things. You may hear some talking in the background. These are people in my complex that they talk loud. So bear with me. I am going to try to speak up. Housekeeping, thank you to everybody that has liked, shared, and subscribed. Taurota Tarot has a new Facebook page. So if you go to Facebook and search Taurota Tarot, you will see me there. Okay, what's going on with Taurus and Sagittarius? As I was shuffling the cards, for some of you, this is going to go, of course, it ain't got no one storyline. We got 222. But for some of you, it's about breakup. For others of you, you're going to try and hang in here and do this. If you look at what I'm putting down here, you got a lot of nines. Completion, compassion, shadow is 18, 1 and 8 makes 9, fulfillment of wishes, and material harvest. So as I was shuffling the cards, I saw the death card, I saw the self-love card, and that's here. So I think, yeah, there's the 5 of coins on top of the authority. So some of you may be breaking up. And just understand, for those of you that this may feel like it's coming completely and totally out of the blue, it ain't. This for some of you, I just had to put it where it is. It may very well be about what's going on, and because of what's going on, it is shaking a lot of things loose. A lot of people are suddenly finding themselves in situations where they are spending time with people, particularly their other, on a much more grand scale, if you get my meaning. So you're looking at somebody every day, whereas 2 months ago you may have seen them in the morning going to work or coming home from work, and now you're seeing them in the morning, you're seeing them at 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, all day. And a lot of times when you're in a relationship with somebody and you're grinding, and I mean there's nothing extra going on, no extracurricular activities, no third party situations, you and that other person are trying to take care of your kids or your home or your pets, however that is, even your parents, and you're going one way in the morning, they're going the other way in the morning. And when you come back, you know, it's regular routine. And I don't think many of us have realized until now what kind of ruts and routines we've been in for a very, very long time. And so when you get into those kind of routines, you don't know how you've changed. You know, you can get up in your head and say, oh, I think I would change this. Or the other person may not even be thinking about it at all. But when you come together in something like this, where you are forced to look at your partner on a full-time basis, you find out you have changed. After 2 years, you don't like the same things, or you don't want to do the same things. Your tastes have changed. Even in the bedroom, you know, you're just in a rut, and it's like whatever. So a lot of you, this is coming, and it, like I said, it may feel like it's coming straight up out the ass blue, but it really isn't. And this kind of thing happens, as devastating as it is. It happens for a purpose, to get people to see. Because if this hadn't happened, you'd still be puttering along. It just is what it is. You'd still be going to work, partner going to work, kids going to school, everybody doing their thing. You know, do a little something, something on Saturday, a little something, something on Sunday. And Monday, boom, back to the same thing. And so you may have noticed little things, but again, not enough to get your ire or your attention to look at your relationship. So here you are. This is going to be from Taurus's perspective on their Taurus Sagittarius relationship. So as I'm sitting here talking and laying out the cards, what the fuck we got going on here? Just what the hell I'm saying. Taurus, you are seriously considering walking the fuck away because a lot of y'all are surprised. I'm gonna put this on pause for a hot second. My apologies, Taurus. I felt like I was yelling. Woo, folks are loud. Anyway, here we are. And so you, Taurus, obviously you're the authority on your shit. You know how you feel. That's what this is telling me. You know where you stand. For many of you, like I said, this is not about third party situations. This is a growth situation. You have pretty much grown apart. For some of you, it's resting on money. For others of you, it's just resting on behaviors. You feel like you're doing more, you know. And again, when you get into situations where you're in close quarters with somebody for any extended amount of time, especially if you haven't done it for a while, haven't had a vacation, haven't been anywhere, you don't realize this shit. So it's for some of you, like I said, it's money. For others of you, you're walking away from behaviors you didn't realize, whatever it is you didn't realize. However, your feeling right now is that you're right. And you standing strong on that. Stand your ground was one of the other cards that I saw while I was shuffling. So this is kind of letting me know that you're serious about this, Taurus. However that's resonating with you, you're serious about this because I think many of you thought you were here and you actually come to find out you're here. So for some of you, it's just an unacceptable situation. You thought there was more growth going on. For many of you, you may be talking or have been talking about moving or doing other things, and you get with your partner, and it's like, what you mean move? Why we got? It's that kind of energy. You get to the back end of your overall energy. This is not so much, yes, you're in your head, but this is you, Taurus, evaluating your values, your beliefs, what you believe in. Even if you got horse blinders on, hello, you still are looking at what you believe in and how this is or is not playing into your relationship. However, at the bottom of it was, as I say, was holding you down in your overall energy is synchronicity. And some of you are having these little moments of synchronicity, and unfortunately, they're not with your partner. There again, you know yourself, Taurus. This is what this is coming back to. You know yourself. So as you are encountering other things and other people in a synchronicity type fashion, things just kind of, you know, you just happen to go to the grocery store, or you just happen to stop at this gas station to get gas. Some of you may have run up on an ex. Some of you may, however this is resonating, may have met somebody new, and it's about the synchronicity, you know, and you're going, well, how is it that I have this person I ain't never met before or haven't seen in a long time? How are we clicking? Synchronicity brings you here with your beliefs. You're looking at what you're believing, and for some of you, it's going to be time to step up out the field, take the mask off, take the blindfold off, take the horse blinders off, and take a look at what you really want, because this may no longer, your situation with your Sagittarius may no longer be serving you. When we get to your recent past, here again, and this is recent past, completion and changing your perspective. Just what I'm saying, taking them horse blinders off and looking at, well, maybe I don't have to have this type of relationship, or maybe this isn't the right person for me. There's that perspective. And that's that perspective, and this has been coming back a lot with this card. It's not just how you're viewing things, it's behavior, it's how you're acting. Whole change on everything brings you to the end of something. Compassion. You may have been trying to deal with this in a compassionate manner, trying to, what do I want to say, communicate a little more. When you get to the end of something and you don't, for some of you, this is how this is going. Some of you don't feel like you want this to be over with. So, as recently as yesterday, you may have been trying to just communicate some compassion. No, I'm not mad at you. No, I don't want this to end. But, and there's all them buts. When we get over here, spiritual union with the Ten of Swords, it's just what the hell it's saying. Some of y'all are just overwhelmed because, again, you're not feeling the synchronicity. You're not feeling the magic, if you will, in a relationship anymore. And now it's just becoming a thing of fuck. And like I said, even though this is recent past energy, this is still kind of in your current energy. You're just overwhelmed with the fact that, and for some of you, it may not even just be the feeling of overwhelmment. It may be a thing of you're feeling like somebody is just stabbing you because you tried to put so much into this. Now you realize y'all are not even on the same page. When we get to your current energy, same thing. Dealing with your shadow side, dealing with your fears, especially those of you that are thinking about walking away from the situation. You know, can I do this on my own? Can I do this with somebody else? Do I want to get a somebody else? A whole litany of things that go on with this. But at the end of the day, it's still about you, Taurus, dealing with your fears, dealing with that dark side of yourself. And this is not just the truth. The truth card is a dude standing in the window looking out at the night sky and kind of looking at himself and going, eh. No, this is you in the mirror going, wait a minute, what's changed? What am I not dealing with? What am I scared of? When you deal with all of that, you're going to open up your heart. And for some of you, this may mean getting into another relationship or planting the very seeds to the path of another relationship. For others of you, you may have somebody that's kind of hanging out on the periphery going, hey, I'm over here. If that ain't working, come on over here. The caution here, which brings us right here, is balance. That was the other card that I couldn't think of that popped up in the big cards, the balance card. And about bringing things into balance and knowing when that happens, the right thing will happen. But in order for any of that to happen, you got to take care of yourself first, Taurus. If you're not taking care of you, who is? Just put it the fuck out there. If you're not taking care of you, and for some of you, I don't know why this keeps ping-ponging around in my head, there's money. And maybe some of you have found out your Sagittarius was doing something with some money that they shouldn't have been doing, and we can just run the gamut on that, from gambling to taking somebody else out to eat. Again, not so much third party situation, but just things going on that you weren't or aren't aware of. So as your centerpiece, the main theme for that and your challenge is about taking care of yourself, Taurus, looking after your own mental and emotional well-being and bringing some of that shit into balance so you can see. Because if two of you are in a relationship, this is not one person's fault. So those of you that were head to this, head to that, yeah, well, what didn't you do? And I know that's raw, but that's real. Two people in a relationship is just that, two people. So for every action, there's a reaction. How have you been reacting, Taurus? Have you blown things out of proportion? Has your Sagittarius blown things out of proportion? Either way, in order to bring this shit into balance so you can feel like there's a sense of justice going on, some equal give and take, even if you're splitting up, you've got to take care of you first. That's your challenge for the rest of this month and whatever little bit of May that we get into with this reading. At the end of all of this, the emotional distance you may need to take, Taurus, you got to forgive. And it's not just about forgiving the other person, because if we're dealing with things as, what's my word? As intangible as thoughts. And that, by intangible, I mean it's not something you can put your hand on, but it's there. And it's just, you guys have changed, your behaviors have changed towards each other. You have to forgive. That means you have to forgive yourself. If you feel like your partner's done something to you, you need to forgive them as well. That is the only way you can feel good about walking away from the situation or changing the situation and not feeling overwhelmed. Sitting right here, or like somebody stabbed you in the bit. They have, if they did something that made you feel like they were just fucked up and, you know, took the money or took an idea and took it somewhere else. It's got all kind of little legs running around. You gotta forgive them. But in that also, and this is what self-love is about. Taking steps back and not being so close to situations that you're in with other people, especially relationships. Taking a step back and creating some emotional distance, which then when you look at the bigger picture, it may be easier for you to forgive yourself and the other person and just see that you just are going in two different directions. When we get to future energy, fulfillment of wishes, and it's 9. So pretty much it's kind of telling me the relationship has run its course. Those of you that may be trying to hang on despite everything being thrown in your path, this is the universe giving you a real clear warning. You do not want this to turn into some kind of toxic karmic nightmare. Period. You don't. And once again, it's about bringing it back here so you can see that eyeball on and not just up all on it. Putting some distance between yourself, understanding that this relationship maybe just has run its course, knowing that, and not turning it into something else. This is a major card. So for many of you, you may feel like it's impossible to walk away. Word to the wise is that this can turn into some toxic shit. Because once you start talking about breaking up, once you've kind of thrown this, I'm walking away in the air, and then at some point you decide you want to double back on something, a lot of times it's easier said than done. Once you throw those emotions out there, a lot of times you throw conversations out there, you can't put the cat back in the bag. So this is just a warning from the universe. You don't want this. If it's the end and there's nowhere else for you to go, let it be that, so you don't turn this into some kind of toxic cocktail that you're dealing with 2 years from now, and then wishing you had just cut it off when you had a chance to cut it off. Effort. And it may require some effort on your part, Taurus, to get out of your head with the questions and get those questions out on the table if you have them, or conversations that you need to have. It may take some effort to do any of that. However, what I always say when I see this card and it comes back with this energy, there's no need for you to be trying to sit up all night trying to answer questions and shit, even though I understand why you are, because you see it coming. For those of you that didn't see this coming and now it's sitting all up in your face, well, you know, there it is. So the thing is, you don't need to stay up all night trying to figure shit out. Throw some shit back to the universe. Get your angels. Effort in trying to put this to rest or put it to bed, if you will. You may need to exert some effort to just close the door one more time. That's a 9. It's the end of it. Fulfillment of wishes. This may be the end. This might be just, it's time. The cycle's done. Putting it to bed so you don't get caught up into this kind of energy. At the end of this, material harvest with dude running around here, Knight of Swords. Don't get up in your head, Taurus, about money and what's yours and what's mine and what's somebody else's. There may be money coming. I'm sure for many of you, you may have stimulus money coming. It may be a thing of, you know, and some of you, as this is coming back, you know, you may want to spend this money trying to keep this relationship together. I said that wrong, didn't I? Trying to chase that damn horse, chasing you, chasing the horse. But this does not end well, Taurus, if you don't deal with whatever the material harvest is that you currently have, and you're trying to spend money to keep something going that's done. And you see how you can get into this little cycle. You keep coming back to that double card, and then you come back to this, the 9 of Swords up in your head, and now you run around chasing some shit. Oh, damn, now we back to the double card. Y'all feel me? You can create this cycle. You don't have to. There's no reason. That's another 9 card. There's no reason for you to feel like you have to spend money to keep something going that is naturally done. That's the only way I know how to put that energy. For those of you, this is ping ponging around my head too. For those of you that may think you're staying in a relationship for the kids, or for the house, or for the car, student loans, pay the bills, whatever. This ain't that type of party, ladies and gentlemen. It is not. If you do not deal with the situation at hand, this is not to say all of you are going to break up. Obviously, that's not the truth. And obviously, that's not the case. But this is for those of you that have just been put into this situation because of external circumstances right now. And you realize the situation is not what you thought it was. Those of you that are in situations and you're not trying to come out of them, we still are going back to the same thing. Taurus, you may need to take a step back and just look at your relationship and tweak what needs tweaking so you're not feeling overwhelmed about your union. Emotional shit. A lot of the emotional stuff is coming from the Sagittarius, but it's coming from you as well, Taurus. Just try to keep in mind at the end of all of this, you have to take care of yourself. And I think when you put that focus back on you, it brings things into balance. Things that need to be corrected will be corrected naturally. Things that need to be addressed will be addressed naturally. So you don't really have to worry if there is a situation of dividing finances. You really won't have to worry about this if you keep the focus on you, Taurus. Things will work out the way that they need to work out. I don't know, even those of you trying to stay, this is prickly energy. This is prickly, what do I want to call it? Irritated energy. A lot of y'all are just, some of y'all just tired. You're just tired, especially if you thought you were doing or going in one direction and you find out now you're not. That can be hurtful. I guess that's the word I want to say. You put your time and your effort into something only to find out that this is as far as you're going to get with it, and it's not going to change. However, that's resonating. Let's see what the granny cards got. Do something different. And Taurus, this is particularly for you. Do something different. And this is going both ways. If you're getting out of this relationship, when you get to the end of it, you may want to consider doing something different besides a cohabitating, live-in relationship, a long-term dating relationship, whichever way. If you're staying in the relationship, you're going to have to do something different in order for it to be what it is. Again, like I said, everybody's not going to break up. Some situations are long-term, but you're at a bump in the road. So that's a caution, not a caution, an advisory piece of something to do something different. You want to keep shit going, do something different. Speak your mind. Say what the hell you need to say. Stand your ground, stand up in your truth, and say how you feel. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with telling your Sagittarius how you feel about the whole situation. Don't feel like, you need to just stomp around and be the bull and sharpen your horns and grunt and growl and shit and not say. Speak your mind. Don't let go. And if I had to put that somewhere, I'd put it right here and tell you, don't let go of yourself. I don't know how that's going to resonate with some of you, but don't let go of yourself. To keep something going that's at a natural, let's put it that way. It's at a natural done deal. Done. Don't let go of yourself. Keep you in the framework all the time. Some of you may be in situations where you put your partner first and you didn't do anything for yourself because you were worried about everybody but you. Once again, that centerpiece card of self-love. Don't let go of what you are, Taurus. Don't do that. And if you've been hiding under somebody else's bushel during the course of this relationship, don't let go of you. Don't let go of you. Don't do that. Because that's a hard, painful road to getting back to yourself. So this emotional distance, that's where that don't let go of. Don't let go of you. It is far better, even if it's painful, for you to take a step back and look at things as they truly are, than you just kind of up here with the blinders on going, I didn't want to see it. I don't want to see it. See what the big oracle cards have. For some of you, you need to fake it till you make it. And that means if you're trying to get out of this, you might have to just fake it till you make it. You can't move right now because the economy is not moving right now. You might have to fake it till you make it. That does not mean you should not be making plans. It does not mean you should not be looking forward to a brighter future. However that's resonating with you, fake it till you make it. Things will change, definitely. If you leave in a relationship, clear the path. Right here. Don't get caught up in no toxic bullshit. Clear the path. And you may have to ask angels, guides, and some more folk for some help. But whatever it takes, clear the path. Because you don't want to walk into another situation with all of this sitting on top of your head. You just don't. Let's see. What else we got? Back to basics. Some of you, and this can go either way. If you're staying in a relationship, you may have to strip the relationship down to the bare bones and get back to basics. Again, the caution is make sure you're not creating some kind of toxic cocktail for yourself by doing this. For others of you that are leaving, you may have to get back to basics. You may have to downsize, paying $2,000 a month for a damn apartment, 3 bedrooms, or 2 bedrooms, or half a bedroom, or whatever. You may have to downsize. But all this is saying is you're going to have to get back to the basics. Whichever direction you decide to go in, you're going to have to take it right back to square one. And a lot of this is self-evaluation, Taurus, for you in particular, looking at how you've changed. Because that's all this is about right here. Both of you have changed, but I'm going to probably venture a guess and say Taurus has probably done more changing. He's probably gotten a little more progressive in their thinking, a little more savvy in what they want. And so this relationship, it's not meeting up to whatever expectations you may have. So you may have to just get back to the basics. Again, self-love. You see all them little things. Drink your water. Exercise. Feed yourself. Take care of yourself. Doing what's good for you. I'm going to leave it here, Taurus. I love you. I hope you're staying safe. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the week. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.